Hello dear friends, my name is Angela and right now you're watching an online information session brought to you by Peking University. And this time we have prepared a kind of surprise for you, because when we're talking about info session and introduction of some schools, you might think that it will be more related to China, for example like Chinese linguistics or literature, or maybe some popular fields like AI or computer science, but that's not all what PicK can provide. So this time we're taking a journey to a School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences, and if you're interested in, so please listen to the further information. And now please allow me to introduce our speakers. They are Dean of School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences, Professor Chun Minglio. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Chun Minglio, the Dean of Advanced Agricultural Sciences at Peking University. So welcome.
Welcome. And thank you for being here with us today. And our another speaker is Assistant Professor Boya Young Scholar Yue Zhou. Welcome.
Hello, I'm Zhou Yue. I'm so glad to have this chance to introduce our department, our school to you. I joined Peking University on September 2018. I'm really enjoying my time here because we have a world-class facility and faculty in our school, and most particularly we have smart, word-hacking, and creative students in our school.
Thank you for the introduction. So why I said that this is a surprise, because this is your first time to introduce school to foreign applicants, right?
Yes, actually the school is rather new. We have only a history of 6 years till now. We have the first batch of PhD students just graduate, but till now we only have the student from China. So now we're looking forward to new students from abroad. Okay, so I will have a very brief introduction about the School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences. So just as I mentioned, the school was established 6 years ago, but agricultural research and education in Peking University have a long history. So the university was established in 1898. But the Agricultural College was established in 1905. So we have over 100 years of history in agriculture. Early stage, we start thinking to set up a new university for agriculture in Beijing. So the government decided to move all the agriculture-related research and education out to build up the Beijing Agricultural University, and now called China Agricultural University. So then in 2014, we start initially re-establish the new College of Agriculture, especially for the demand for China in agriculture, because as you know, we are very much a big agricultural country, but our production is not as good as the government wants to see. So that's why, you know, Peking University takes the responsibility to start the new College of Agriculture again.
A new journey, yeah.
New journey again, yes. And so at the moment, we only have a PhD student, but soon enough we'll have undergraduate student as well.
Okay, so that was a renovation in 2014, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what was it about? What was modernized? So all of the disciplines and related majors were connected together, but what is so special about it?
So I will introduce later why we call it advanced agriculture. The major reason we don't want to be the same as normal agricultural college, agricultural universities.
Yeah.
So we, as a multidisciplinary university, we want to be different. To face the future.
So this is your aim, a little bit higher than in other ones, yeah?
A lot higher.
Okay.
So I do have this picture to show PKU at 1948. As you could see, the university has the largest college of agriculture at that moment. We have 10 departments. So, however, with the new establishment, we have the Professor Xinhuang, who is the former president of Peking University for 9 years, to be the dean, the founding dean of SAAS. So that really shows the university put a lot of attention to set up the new college. They want to start with high.
high level.
High level, okay.
I can see that you're trying, like, doing some transformations and trying to upgrade yourself and renovate yourself to serve the needs of rural development and agriculture nowadays.
Right,
Okay.
right. Yes, I think China have made a lot of change in last 20 years, or 20, 30 years or so in rural development. In that regard, we have learned a lot, and we want to share with the international scientists, students as well.
Especially when we're talking about right now, this is era of globalization, so we need to have more collaboration.
Sure.
So international students are also welcome.
Yes, yeah. So I took over the dean position about 2 years ago from Professor Xu. So before that, I'm the Director General of the Crop Science Institute in Chinese Academy for Agricultural Sciences. So I moved to Peking University just about 2 years now. So the scope of the school is that our major focus is on interdisciplinary scientific research and higher education for agriculture. So we want to solve bottleneck problems faced by modern agriculture, and we want to provide scientific talent, technical and policy. Policy is also a very important part of our school for the national and even international agriculture development, and especially the rural development. So my colleague will tell you why we want to do this.
Okay, so this is a question which we have right now. So why did it happen, and what it brings to us right now?
Yeah.
What advantages do we have?
Here you can see in our world, there are more than 7 billion people. So how to guarantee food safety is not only the key question to China, but also to the whole world. So as a Chinese saying, actions speak louder than words. The PIs in our department want to do something for agriculture, especially try to at least solve the agriculture problem faced by the modern society. So especially for the young PIs in our department, I mean the young PIs who joined our department shares the similar scientific background. They normally had a very successful postdoc time, and they publish a lot of papers to solve many fundamental questions using model plant arabidopsis. But when they come back to our school, to our department, they want to change because they need to solve the agriculture-related question. So they decided to put more effort into agriculture-related studies.
So there are lots of issues right now, like, and we're trying to solve them in agriculture and rural development. Yes, so this is what's happening right now.
Yes, here you can see there are many advantages in Peking University why we could do in agriculture-related studies in our school, in our department, because we have a collaboration net inside and outside the universities. As Dean Professor Liu introduced, our re-established school is still quite young, it's relatively young, so we need more time to get fully equipped. But based on the collaboration inside the university between different schools, for example, the School of Life Science will provide and open their advanced scientific platform to the all students and all labs in our department. Moreover, based on the collaboration between Peking University and the Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences, they could provide land, which is quite important for crop study. I mean, this land could use to grow crops. Then it's open to us. So in summary, I think all the students and the PIs could do the cutting-edge agriculture study in our school.
If you see from southern to northern, we have very hot area close to tropical, and we also have very cold area as well. So for those, we have crops, rice, maize, wheat, soybean, and potato, and sweet potato as well. So we have very diverse crop agriculture production in China.
Okay, so this is an advantage as well, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so shall we continue?
So now I want to explain the current personnel in our faculty. So we have 9 full professors and 3 associate professors and 8 assistant professors at the moment in the school. And we also have 11 contract research fellows, and we also have 5 management members. And we have a large team of postdocs, 32. As compared to such a small college, we have a big number of postdocs. And also we have a large number of PhD students. At the moment, we have 60 PhD students. They usually come from different universities across China. And so multidisciplinary culture as well.
Well, that's a great thing, because they have different background, educational background, and maybe different experience. So you can have the exchange, and I think that it brings you some more opportunities.
Sure, yes. And so this figure shows the structure of our school. So we have 4 departments. So one is called molecular agrobiology. So where we do the genomic research, genetic crop breeding, gene discovery related work. And the second part is intelligent agriculture.
Is that about big data?
Yes, the big data, remote sensing, automatics. So that's actually for the future large-scale agricultural production, which is essential and very important to reduce the labor input.
Yes.
And the third one is food safety and nutrition. So that also we see very important part of our agriculture because people now have more demand on nutrition, on food safety, and so those is really the future needs of
when they're
our
thinking about health. So this is a very important part.
Exactly. Yes. And the last one we have a department of food and applied economics. So this is basically very much policy related because for such a large country, a good policy will change a lot.
Exactly.
So we need really give public, government, and also the farmers the sense how the government can support agriculture department.
To create a new chain, I guess, as well.
Exactly.
Especially when right now it's very popular to use e-commerce, and I think that opens new opportunities for farmers also. Exactly.
Now the farmers have a very different way of production and also selling of their the agricultural goods.
Okay, so these are 4 departments of the school.
Right. So for each school, we have a core area as well. For molecular agrobiology, we have we mainly focus on efficient utilization of light and the natural resources like fertilizers, waters as well. And also we have research on improvement of quality, not only the amount of crop produced, and also taste better and better nutrition, of course. And also we have crop functional genomics because we need to identify those important genes for high yield, for disease resistant, for drought resistant, flooding, etc. And that is also faced by many other countries as well. And also we have research on we call the genome design for crops.
Wow, design.
So design.
What do you mean by design?
By design, it's put together many different traits into a crop, which have tolerance to all the biotic and abiotic stress, good quality, and better taste, and also high yield.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So this the second department, intelligent agriculture. So we mainly focus on agricultural biosensors. So which are able to detect diseases, problem for drought, problem of infections, etc. And as you mentioned, we also have the big data and how this big data can be applied to agriculture production.
And maybe some new technologies also. So now it's mechanized. For example, I was watching a drip irrigation. So this is a kind of innovation as well.
So the modern, we really want to see that all the irrigation, fertilizers, insecticide being applied to crop only when they need. So that's we need a lot of automation on the machine.
And this
as
is a
well.
new step. Yeah.
Right, right. And also we have research on intelligent agriculture machinery to build up all these automatic facilities to tractors.
So do students need to know more about also like biological part, or it's only about mechanical part more?
Must be related to biological part.
Okay.
Yes, if you don't know the problems, the machine cannot do much.
Exactly. Yeah, I got it.
Yes, and we have the future. We want to really have smart and labor-free farm. Basically, let the machine to do all the labor work.
Well, now it's already in process, I think. We have lots of machines, like I was watching about picking some apples and everything.
Right.
Like it's very advanced, I think.
Exactly, you're right. So the last department, food applied economics, we have science technology-based agri-policy and agriculture economy and policy and resource like water, environmental policy, and also rural development policy. So for this part, we'll have Professor Huang to give us detailed descriptions what we can do on policy level. And for the molecular agrobiology, so we have a team of 9 professors at the moment, led by Professor Xu, who is former dean of the department, and also Professor Xinhuang, he's a fellow of American Academy of Sciences.
Oh, okay.
And he formerly is a professor in American University, Yale University, and now he came back full-time to Peking University.
Are you also inviting some of the professors maybe to do some kind of an online lecture or something?
Yes, yes. Actually, in Peking University, we have many lectures online, which can be shared by many people, not only in China, also abroad as well. And so for this part, my colleague will introduce in detail later.
Okay, welcome.
Please let me introduce all the PIs in our department and their research topics.
Okay.
Firstly is Professor Chun Minglio, our dean. Professor Liu got his PhD degree at 1996 in UK. His primary interest is study the plant embryo and endosperm development to understand how embryogenesis is initiated, how the shoot and the root meristems are established during embryogenesis. Second is Professor Xinhuang Deng. Professor Deng got his PhD degree in 1989. Professor Deng's laboratory focused on understanding the molecular mechanism for light-regulated seedling development in Arabidopsis and on the development of agrobiotechnology for molecular design breeding in crops. In 2013, Dr. Deng was elected as the Fellow of American Association for the Advancement of Science and a member of U.S. National Academy of Sciences. And then the third full professor, Dr. Yuhui He. Dr. He explores epigenetic and chromatin-mediated mechanism for plant-environment interactions. And I am the first,
I see that's you, right?
I'm the first tenure-track PI in our department. I joined our department in 2018. My lab mainly focuses on the molecular mechanism of 3-dimensional chromatin structure regulation.
So how is it so far here at PicK?
Yeah, it's now
from your experience.
Yeah, I think it's quite good, supported by our school, our department, and now I have 6 PhD students and 5 postdocs.
Whoa.
So it's completely run and set up. In 2019, Doctors Qikun Liu and Jianguo Yang joined our department. Dr. Liu studied the regulatory mechanism of DNA methylation and its role in plant development using Arabidopsis model system. Jianguo focuses on the engineer of diauxotrophy in plant by directly transforming reconstructing nitrogenous system into plant organelles. In 2020, Dr. Jizong Wang and Dr. Wang Tian joined our department. Jizong focuses on the structural and functional study of molecular machines in plant disease resistant. Dr. Tian is working on identifying ion channels and cell surface receptors that are crucial for plant growth and resilience. If you want to get more information for all the PIs, you can go to our website or contact directly to the corresponding PI.
Yeah, but right now I already see that you have a very high quality of agricultural education.
Faculties.
Yeah,
Yes.
faculties.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we also have 3 very important organizations attached to our school. So one is called Institute of Advanced Agricultural Sciences. So this is located in Weifang, Shandong province. It's a very large research organization co-founded by PicK University and Shandong province. So we have over 100 people working in this institute at the moment.
Because I have found some information that you have close connection with agricultural production and enterprises of Shandong province to become a new international research hub, right? For modern agriculture.
Right. And this also provide a student a basis for field research, plant breeding, and especially with vegetables, because Shandong is the largest vegetable production area in the country.
Okay.
So the second organization is Institute for New Rural Development. So this is located in PKU campus. So the director is Xinhuang. So this is very much organization to support government policy. So we do a lot of national survey to identify the problem, to provide answers or suggestions for government. Wherever
to have solutions, yes.
Yes, solutions which wherever either locally or nationally as well. And the last one is China Center for Agricultural Policy. So this is also in the campus, and the director is Xinhuang. So this is organization has been there for over 20 years, and it's internationally well known for agricultural policy. Not only for China-based problem, it's also for other
focusing on like worldwide.
Worldwide rural development policy. Okay. So those other organizations, our students can participate, and also can the professors can share their knowledge, their experience with our students through this organization.
Okay.
So, and I also like to share this our new building, upcoming new building. So this
You're
will
expanding, I see.
Yes, yes. So this will be built in the next few years. So which will be located very close to the mountain area of Beijing.
Okay.
Yes, Shisanling.
Oh, Shisanling. Okay.
Yeah, very beautiful location. And this campus is belong to PicK University for many years. Now we agriculture school will move in. The red location is where this building will be made, and right behind the campus we also have an experimental field attached. So that will allow the student to do the field work, field research there.
There are laboratories there also, yes?
Yes, laboratory will be located in the main building, but the field behind is more for the breeding, plant growing facilities.
Okay, and I see that there is a, I don't know if that's true, it's a subway station there?
Yes.
Not far?
Yeah, so the subway is right in front of the gate.
Okay.
It's very close, so it's very easy to move to the city as well.
Oh, and talking about international students, so if they're choosing like major which is connected to that place, and they should go there to study, so does this building also provide accommodation?
Oh yes, yes. So we have already have 5 accommodation buildings there.
Okay.
Very nice facility, and also the campus look very beautiful as well.
Wow, sounds like great.
Yes.
So right here we have another surprise for you, because we have representatives who will take us to the labs and plant growth rooms to take a closer look. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Bowen, a secondary year doctoral student majoring in biotechnology. Today, I will introduce my school life at the School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences. Here, we can take various courses. For example, in the popular summer course, the Plant Development and Molecular Biology, many world-leading plant biologists shared with us basic concepts and cutting-edge developments in their fields. In another course, A Taste of Plant Foods, Professor Deng, a famous plant photobiologist, led us to understand plants following the line of food and the inseparable relationship between human civilization and crop domestication. In addition, we also have seminars in which professors will work with us to analyze literatures and design experiments. From time to time, the school will invite experts across diverse plant fields to give lectures for us to broaden our horizons and understand frontiers in plants and biotechnology. These courses are the cornerstone of our research here, enabling us to use cutting-edge technical approaches to study the most important problems in plant biology. No one can live without plants. Crops provide us with food for survival. However, many biotic and abiotic stresses intervene their normal growth. Understanding the mystery of plant growth and reproduction, especially that of crops, and exploring the relationship between environment and plant are the prerequisite to improve agronomic traits of crops and to realize food security. Our research group focuses on when plants to flower. For plants, flowering means reproduction, but for crops, flowering means harvesting grains. We are using the techniques and means of cell biology, genetics, biochemistry, molecular biology, bioinformatics, and multiomics to explore epigenetic mechanisms of how different environmental factors, such as photoperiod and temperature, control flowering time of Arabidopsis and wheat. In addition, the research of other laboratories of our school also includes plant photomorphogenesis, nitrogen fixation process, signal transduction, DNA methylation mechanism, three-dimensional chromatin structure, protein structure and function, and so on.
Hello, I'm Li Dan, a second-year doctoral student majoring in biotechnology. I'm glad to share our life in School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences. Here, we have experimental large-scale equipment and supercomputing platforms, which are powerful tools for our research. As for agricultural practices, we set up cooperative experimental fields in Hunan, Guangdong, Hainan, and other places. This photo records students working together in Changsha Longping high-tech experimental field. And in the future, we will participate in field work, measure phenotypes, collect materials, and learn how to apply scientific research achievements to agricultural production. In addition to lessons and scientific research, there are various student extracurricular activities and overseas exchanges. If you like taking part in extracurricular activities, then join the Graduate Student Association. The Graduate Student Association has organized many large-scale activities. We have invited successful alumni and celebrities to school giving speeches. We also held academic as well as recreational and sports activities such as literature discussion luncheons, the New Year's Day party, and fun sports meeting. Moreover, we have established a student exchange platform with many well-known overseas universities, such as Tel Aviv University in Israel. Our school also invited Professor Daniel Shamowitz, president of Ben Gurion University in Israel, to give lessons on the summer course, Plants Know the Answer to Life. He introduced the interesting phenomena of plants in a fun and vibrant way. The course attracted students from all over the world. In 2021, we have the first 6 graduates. Some of them work in colleges, some work in research institutes. Some become grassroots workers dedicating themselves to agriculture development. We, as agricultural workers, won't forget our original intentions and will work hard together.
Welcome to Peking University, School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences.
Hello everyone, I'm Xinhuang, a PhD candidate majoring in agricultural economics and management in School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences of Peking University. I'm very glad to share with you my experiences about studying and living here. During the first year, I was trained with comprehensive professional knowledge. I took various courses of economic theory, specialized skills, and academic writing. This ensured a solid foundation for my future academic research. A Chinese saying goes, "It's better to travel 10,000 miles than to read 10,000 books." Field research and first-hand data are the main characteristics of agricultural economics and management. I participated in a series of research projects. In January 2021, I went to Hebei province with my supervisor to investigate how to improve rural living environment. In September 2021, I led a team to conduct herder survey in Xinjiang. The knowledge in the book enriches my mind, while the field research provides me with the real scenarios of countryside in China. Based on course learning and field research, I was further trained for academic research with a series of professional lectures. Many students share and exchange academic achievements with top scholars in many academic conferences. This provided easy access to learn about increasingly growing cutting-edge scientific research in the field. In School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences, the relationship between students and teachers is close and harmonious. Teachers and students often study and play together as a family, involving in lots of activities. Besides, we also have a colorful campus life. Various kinds of activities are often organized by student union. We also have many interesting parties, sports, art shows with our classmates. Welcome to Peking University. I'm looking forward to meeting you in School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Thank you. And now let's continue our conversation.
So,
Yeah.
my colleague will tell you more about the Department of Molecular Agrobiology.
Okay.
About the activities, in our school, we have a variety of activities, including academic activities and leisure and sports activities. Through future agricultural sciences lectures, all the PhD students could have a chance to talk and discuss the scientific and agriculture-related questions with the researchers and scientists in China and also abroad. And we have a PhD symposiums every 2 weeks and PI seminar every month. The old PhD students could communicate with each other and also could discuss any topics with the PI, outside their lab. Besides to the academic activities, we also have a lot of leisure and sports activities, such as excursion, parties, annual sport meetings.
So it's not only about studies, but also how to make students feel relieved and happy, because I think that research, it takes a lot of time, right?
Exactly.
So you need to find a way how to not to feel pressure, right?
Exactly. We hope that all the PhD students not only get very good scientific training in our school, but also they could have fun, could enjoy their PhD time in our school.
Okay.
So last as an example, I will show you very briefly what we are doing on rice.
Oh, okay.
Probably some of you, of our students, will be interested as well. As you know that in China, for the last 25 years, we have put a lot of attention on rice genetic research. So we are the first batch of people sequence the whole rice genome.
Wow.
So basically, we know every single gene of these 25,000 genes in the genome, and most of them we are getting to know how individual genes are doing.
Well,
So I will tell you a brief story of my research group.
Well, guys, I think that
so
we're happy today to have a special lecture, not only the introduction, we have a small lecture today. Okay.
So myself actually working for the last 30 years on seed development. As you see from here, it's the seed of rice. The rice seed actually provide about 50% of human food.
Yes.
Yes. So many countries consume rice as a sleeper food.
It's like for us, maybe it will be bread.
Yes.
It might be similar, right?
Yeah, in the northern area,
Yeah.
people eating more bread, and south more of rice. So it's basically the two most important sleeper food. So the work in my lab actually mostly focuses on aileron, which part of the endosperm, which is green in this picture. It's the most nutritious part of the grain. So the thin layer on top, which called aileron, which accumulate many proteins, lipid, amino acid, vitamins, and the macronutrient as well.
Superpowers.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And what we eat on the white rice, basically the starch endosperm, which is beneath, mainly starch, not so much nutrition. However, the aileron is very thin layer, so also it's good, but it's too small. So the dream we have over the last 15 years to increase the nutrition by increase the thickness of aileron.
But does that mean, because I'm not a professional one, it's just my guess. So if we have a rice seed, should we leave that code on it? This like 外壳, I don't know how to say that in English. Because it has its own a kind of wrapping.
Yes.
So do you need to leave it so that nutrition will be?
So you have a very good question. So the picture of the grain you see here, outside Paladima, which have no nutrition. So over the process of processing, we first remove that.
Yes.
And then we have the whole grain, which still have multi-layer of pericarp, which is also not much nutritious. Okay, so the only nutritious part, as I said, is aileron. However, during the processing, we should remove the parenchyma, but leave most nutritious part intact. So I will tell you how we do that genetically. And as you could see, this part of aileron and embryo is only occupied about 10% of total weight. But in terms of vitamin 1, it's about 80%. And the protein is about 30%. And the lipid, calcium, and iron about 60 to 70%. So it's very rich in nutrition. So what we have been doing is that we cut the rice grain to two halves, and then we leave the side with embryo store, and other half without embryo we stand on the surface of the aileron and the starch endosperm to identify thick aileron variations in a large mutagenized population. So make the long story short, as you could see that the new variety we have identified, we call it TA1 and the TA2, instead of one layer of aileron in the normal rice.
So that one was one layer, and this is how it
exactly. So TA1 has 3 to 5 layer of aileron, and the TA2 is about 5 to 10 layer. So this single mutation, which basically you see from this picture that almost all the nutritional factors have increased from 20% to 2 to 3 times increase. So just a single mutation, because you could see that genetic have very powerful tool.
Obvious changes.
Yes, to modern agriculture. So after we identified this special mutation, we also cloned the genes, which shows that to be one nucleotide mutation in DNA deaminase. So basically, the weak mutation of this gene allows the aileron become thicker.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
So
well, that was the question when I was thinking about some vegetables as well. Like when we're watching that you're trying to let it grow faster and it looks so beautiful and it's like Photoshop because it's like you're doing on computer copy paste, and then we're thinking about nutrition. So is it still there? But I see that it is there.
You have a good question. In terms of vegetable, indeed, when you have stress condition, they accumulate more secondary metabolite. Usually are more nutritious.
Yeah.
When grow very fast,
Yeah.
they usually accumulate less metabolite and then less nutritious. But for the green trait, we basically balance up the yield and also nutrition. Okay.
But does it also, you need to think over the location? For example, in northern part, as far as I know, rice, we're getting harvest only once in a year. But if we're talking about southern part, so it also, you need to bring some changes.
Sure. Basically, the variety we are developing at the moment is for the mid part of China. So if you want to go further north, some further breeding work are needed. So far, we have put this rice growing in the Anhui province. It's quite far south already, which make a good yield as well. Yes, but for different country, of course, further breeding are indeed needed to take the feature we need and put additional feature for the local adaptation.
Okay, I got it.
So this paper actually published in PNAS a couple of years ago, and basically we not only identify the trait, also we understand the mechanism, how this occurs.
Yeah.
And this table actually shows that the single mutation, if you compare to the brown rice, so the nutrition increase about 20% to 5 times. But if you compare to polished white rice, then you talk about 6 to 10 times higher. That is why, when you polish the rice, you lost a lot of nutrition.
Yes.
Yes.
It looks beautiful, but
Right. So we encourage actually people eating the whole grain rice as well. And to make this the trait, so the TA1 gene and also being cloned. So the one with 3 layer. So that encode a single-stranded DNA binding protein. We also understand this gene in detail as well. And to make this a good food product, so we did further breeding to introduce a high nutrition trait to black rice. Because in China, we only consume whole grain rice in black rice.
yeah. Oh, okay.
So traditionally, we eat black rice whole grain.
Yeah.
So this fit the Chinese culture very well. Although if you go to Japan, Korea, Australia, you see the whole grain normal rice as well.
Yeah.
So this is the new variety we have developed, and they look very good now. And recently, we also have the breeder's right for the new variety called Zhongzi rice as well. So this very briefly story tell you how we could use genetic genomic research and also the breeding to have better food crop, more nutritious food crop for future.
But
for our consumers as well.
Yeah, but how long does it take to have this research done?
Actually, the work I mentioned, I talked about in 5 minutes now.
Yeah.
It took my 2 students almost 10 years time.
Wow.
Yes. So one student 5 years, another student 5 years, but 2 different genes.
Well, that's a long story, I see.
Yes, long story short, but that's a fun part of doing agricultural research.
I saw that Professor Joe, when I asked this question, he started to smile, so I understood that's not an easy thing to do, right?
Sure. Yes. So now start selling this new product through company.
Okay, so maybe we can go further?
I think that's all I want to share with you, because I think due to time, so but I think it's very important for our foreign student to pay attention to what is going on at PicK University. PicK University is one of the best university in China. And everything we do, we want to be high profile, to contribute fundamental research in crop science. And also we want to bring our research to applied area to allow the farmers, to allow consumers to share our research result. For this reason, we want to have more international students to work together with us and to share our knowledge and to share, to bring back, the Chinese knowledge in terms of crop science, crop genomics back to their country. Maybe they are interested, they can do a lot of good research education there as well.
So create future together and also share future together.
Exactly.
So this is the way of the new development, I guess. But talking about maybe the last question from myself, it's about collaboration with institutes abroad. Maybe you can mention a little bit about it.
Yes, actually myself have been working 16 years abroad. So include National University of Singapore and Jonas Center in UK, and I did my postdoc in America and also work in Wageningen University for 7 years as a section leader there. So I myself learned a lot from abroad. I think now globally, many things we work together. And for food, we even more intensely shared knowledge varieties in the past. So we want to, in the future, globally work together to prevent starvation, to provide better food, more nutritious food, and to share this kind of expertise together.
So this is why we have prepared this info session, because we're waiting for foreign applicants to join PKU. And also maybe a few words from Professor Zhou. What would you like to say for students who are maybe right now still considering about becoming a part of us, and maybe from your own experience, something?
Yeah, I think in our department, in our school, you can not only study the fundamental, you can try to solve the fundamental question, but you can also do some really useful things, at least to maybe get a high yield or high yield crops, or change the quality, improve the quality. So welcome to join us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks to our two representatives of the School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences. I think that that was a kind of a bonus for us today. But that's not all, because as we have been talking, we can see that knowledge and results of researches are also used to formulate potential solutions for a certain issue through public policies and programs. So today we have invited also two representatives from China Center for Agricultural Policy to make a deeper look into their department and what are the connections with policies. Okay, so let's go further. Welcome back, and once again this is an online information session brought to you by Peking University, and today we're talking about School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences. And as we mentioned, knowledge and results of researches are also used to formulate potential solutions for a certain issue through public policies and programs, and this is what we are going to talk about, and about one of the departments. And next, let us welcome our two representatives. They are Boya Distinguished Professor, Deputy Director of China Center for Agricultural Policy, Chun Liu. Welcome.
Hi.
Can you say a few words to our audience?
Hello everyone, I'm Chun Liu from the Department of Food and Applied Economics, and also under the School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences. In the meantime, I also serve as the Deputy Director of China Center for Agricultural Policy. It's such a great honor and a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's our honor too, and our pleasure too. Thank you very much. And our second representative is Deputy Director of the New Rural Development Institute, Professor Yushong. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure for me to get here. My name is Yushong. I'm coming from School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences, and I'm also affiliated with the New Rural Development Institute.
Welcome. Welcome, both of you. So shall we start?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what should we start with?
Thank you. I think to start with, we would like to give a brief introduction about our department. As our Dean, Professor Chun Minglio mentioned, the department is also overlapped with the China Center for Agricultural Policy and as well as the new Rural Development Institute. So next, together with my colleague Eric, so we will give a brief introduction about CCAP. We call it CCAP for short, and NRDI. 5 years ago, when the School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences was established here at Peking University, so we joined in and it became the Department of Food and Applied Economics. Okay. And right now we have 11 faculty members plus 50 graduate students and postdocs as well RAs. So hopefully we'll get bigger as.
Well, this is quite a big team already. Yeah.
Yes, it's a big family. As you can see, we have a group photo or family photo. It's closer to the west entrance of the university. Yeah. In the meantime, we collaborated with more than 60 research institutions and universities, both home and abroad. So we are very active in international collaboration. And we received funding from both China's government as well as competitive grants from like domestic donors or international donors. Yeah.
Well, this also helps students to find their competitive edge, right?
That's
because there are many directions where you can go, but you can find it because you have many collaborations, not only here in China, but also abroad.
Yeah, that's right. And we will talk about that more later. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should fill the gap.
Okay, so this question will go to you.
Yes, that's right. I think we're happy to see that CCAP receives a high national and international recognition for our high quality faculty and research, as well as the strength of our graduate programs. Yeah.
But how can you recognize, like, what are, not the measures, but what are the parts which can say that this is a high, like a national recognition? How it was made? What was that point?
Okay, I see your question. That's a very good and important question. I'm proud to see that we are the first research team in the field of management science and economics to have been awarded the Innovative Research Group Award by the National Natural Science Foundation of China. That's the highest honor that could be bestowed to a research team or research center.
Well, then the next question is, what did you innovate? What did you create?
Yeah, that's a very good question. That's based on the research and the policy advocacy and the contributions that we made not only into the academic community but also in the policy community, as well as the capacity building and many other dimensions, which we will talk about later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first recognition is from the domestic part, and the international part. If you happen to follow the rankings of the IEPEC, IDEAS, according to the ranking in July 2021 this year, among the 2,800 plus institutions in the field of agricultural economics worldwide, CCAP ranks 65, 65, and we rank the first in Asia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And a big round of applause.
Thank you very much, and we're very proud of that. Yeah.
And plus, I want to add it in was that, such a type of ranking has been kept for the last, 5 years, not just 1 year.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So during these 5 years, it never changed, yes?
Well, it's much, ranking fluctuated around, this ranking.
What is the secret? What is the secret? How are you doing this?
Yeah.
So is it about the team? So you're choosing professors, or is it about what you're putting a stress on research, or what is the reason?
Yeah, it's a unique combination of both and many others, and we're going to share with you. Okay. Yep. So Angela asked, "What's the secret?"
Yes.
I think there are many secrets. Okay. The first is that we have a very strong research team. CCAP is home to 11 faculty members. Current members include 1 TOWAS fellow and 1 Yangtze scholar, 3 national outstanding scientists, and 2 national excellent young scientists.
Wow.
These are all the highest honors that can be bestowed to young scholars in China. So here's the pictures of our 11 faculty members. You see the gentleman in the middle, Professor Xinhuang. He's the founding director of our research center, and he's the one with the most titles or hats.
The top of the top.
Yeah, the top of the top. Yeah, and in the meantime, he's also the IAAE fellow, the highest honor of our discipline, and the AAEA fellow, and many other hats. Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah. And you see our director, Professor Jin Xiaowang, our dean, Professor Chun Minglio mentioned. So she's the director, and she's also the Guojia Jieqing. So on the right of her is me. And then Eric Yishen, okay, and also Hongmei, yeah, and you see this is a team of vibrant and highly motivated young scholars, and I should mention that most of us got our PhDs in agricultural economics or related disciplines abroad. Some of them got their degrees here in China, but they also got rich research experiences overseas. Okay, and by the way, we are quite gender balanced, as you could see. Okay, yeah, and so this is a very young and very highly motivated research team to pursue the vision of our research center. So what's our vision? Our vision is that we at CCAP firmly believe that China and the world as a whole can ensure food security, eliminate poverty, as China already did last year, and malnutrition, and to achieve sustainable agricultural development. And in the meantime, we also believe that with more inclusive rural and structural transformations, common prosperity can be achieved for all people in China, but also for the rest of the world.
So what I can say, like, seeing is believing, because we know what China has been struggling for. It was about rural revitalization and also poverty alleviation. So I think that you did a great job. So I think that you have close ties with that, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely. Through our research, so we conducted empirical applied research and provide scientific evidence to inform policy. And as we will talk about, we played a very active and important role in the policy debate in China. And
but the students also can take a part, like in some of the researches which are connected to the policy.
Yeah, definitely. So our students, they got opportunities to get involved in our research projects. Actually, the entire process from coming up with the research ideas to preparing research proposals, and also designing survey forms, designing survey protocol, going to the field to pre-test the survey forms. And then they lead the survey to collect high quality data, to clean the data, to analyze the data, to write up the academic papers as well as reports. So as well as dissemination of the research results, as my colleague Eric will share with you. And every year, our faculty members as well as our graduate students, we regularly participate in those conferences, home and abroad.
And discussions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have very good interactions between the faculty members, and the graduate students, not only just within the department,
Yes.
but also across the department, for example, with the Professor Zhou Yue and also with the Professor Chun Minglio, as well as from other schools of the university. So we should say that we are multidisciplinary, not just ag or ag economics, but also with other
It's just like you're standing maybe somewhere where is a crossroad, but you're not taking only one path, but you're going like deep into and checking over what is going on like in the other path, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And for students, I think that this is a great opportunity as well, because we are seeing that China has been a kind of an example in this rural revitalization. So coming here, you can learn a little bit more, and maybe some of the experiences you can take it back home and make it kind of a deeper collaboration, and maybe that will be a basic, and then you can do something new.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, shall we continue?
Yes, sure.
Okay, yeah. So that's our vision. So what are our missions? Our mission is to undertake a rigorous, strategic, applied research and also policy relevant, as we mentioned, in China and in other developing countries. My colleague Eric will introduce that part. Okay. Yeah. So other developing countries in Asia and in Africa, right?
We have a lot of missions to Eric
Great
to talk about.
In the meantime, we also want to establish a world-class faculty, as we just introduced, discipline and education program in agricultural economics and related disciplines, as well as to provide policy consultations to the policymakers in China and the rest of the world.
So is the program is more focused on economics and also international trade and some agricultural issues, but they are not too much involved in the researches about like we were talking about rice seeds or something. So or how it is made, like what is the proportion?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So we should say this way, everything related to, in Chinese we say 三农, which means agriculture, rural areas and farmers. So everything related to 三农, I think that's within our areas of focus, right? So you mentioned about rice. We may not do the lab work, the gene things or gene editing, as Professor Chun Minglio mentioned. But we do talk about, like Professor Eric Shen, he works on agricultural productivity, right? So we would examine the rice issue from a policy and economics point of view, like how to increase the productivity in rice.
Well, I think that maybe you're playing kind of a role as a link between what we're doing like on the field research and exactly like working with soil and grains and everything, how to develop it, and you are finding the right way how to distribute it and then how to make consumers to get it, and also what's popular right now. So this is like I found the key factors that maybe close cooperations between farmers, agro-industry and technologies, and also policy.
Yeah. That's right. We work very closely with all the stakeholders, we call it this way. So just to follow up on Eric's example, so the new varieties, the high technologies are out there. Sometimes maybe the take-up rate is low. So in that case, we should go and examine why farmers or the potential beneficiaries, they didn't take up this new variety or new technology. So that's I think our that's
and
our
adding
research.
part point was that's not only just domestically, also generate great influence internationally as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, I'm so happy to sit here because I see that this information, it's not only about information but also about how you feel, because you're shining and also like talking about everything, and it really attracts you. And I think that if you're thinking about joining us, that will be a great experience. Well, as far as I can see sitting next to them, that's just like a very moment to enjoy, really. Are you also like taking students? Do you have students? Or?
Yes, we have students. We have PhD students and master students. By the way, I also supervise international students. So to pursue our vision and mission, this is how we organize ourselves at CCAP. Under the leadership of Peking University and also the School of Advanced Agricultural Sciences, we set up 4 key research programs. They are production and technology. I think this is your program, right? Research and environment program, like water, soil, and grassland, and any environmental or resource issues you can think of. And agricultural commodity and policy and trade. You mentioned about trade, so this is the program. And I myself come from integrated rural and urban development. Okay, so 4 key programs in our center. And in the meantime, as we mentioned, we also played a very important role, active role in policy consultation. And as an academic organization and also research center, we also attach a lot of importance to education. Right now, we have graduate programs, PhD and masters, and hopefully in the near future, we're going to have undergraduate programs. Okay, so this is our structure.
As you have mentioned, this is a very young center, but have great achievements, I think.
Yeah, thank you.
Remember, we only have 11 faculty members.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we are small, but we're just like, I think it's just like a family. Okay, I myself really enjoyed a lot. I got my master's degree here from this center, and then I went to the States for my PhD degree. And after I returned to China, I immediately joined this center. Okay, so I myself is a proud alumni of this center.
So I think if a student has some questions, because you have also been a part of the whole program and you know how it goes from the inside,
That's
so
right.
you can also share your experience and help them if they have like facing some problems during their studies.
Yeah, definitely. I think I really enjoy being part of this CCAP family, and there's just like I mentioned, it's really like a family. So every time you needed to get help, and there are always many people out there ready to help you. Yeah, either with your study or with your research or with other things. I think it's small, but it's cozy and it's warm.
Like at home.
Yeah, like
feels
at home. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so what's good about our graduate programs? And I should say that our PhD and master programs feature a unique combination of the state-of-the-art training in economic theory and quantitative methods, as well as practices in the field service, as I mentioned, with a specialty in the 4 above-mentioned research programs. And I should mention that in each area of emphasis, our PhD program consistently ranks #1 in China. Okay. Yeah. So 2 levels at least, theory and applied. Okay. So we do empirical research, but that's under the framework of the theories part, and we also got a rigorous training in not just the theory, but also the quantitative methods, as well as in the field, to get the first-hand insight about what's going on, and to identify the problems and to come up with innovative solutions.
To have a full view.
Yes, and to so.
And plus, there is about the cross-discipline.
Yeah.
Because we are in the whole school, which is talking about modern agriculture.
Yes.
So our department actually also part of them in the whole structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are lots of opportunities there.
Yeah.
So if we're choosing classes, is there a program like, and all the classes are already prescribed, or you have a choice, right?
Yeah, we have
Lots
a
of
choice.
choices.
We have lots of choices. Yeah, and so we, the students, they got the opportunities, not just to get involved, but to to pursue their interests.
As how we say, like, write your own story, PKU story. So this is how it goes. Yes, writing your own story.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I hope these pictures tell you enough. So the first one is a group photo. Every year, so this year is because of the COVID pandemic, but in the regular years, we organized several big surveys. So in this picture, maybe about 100 enumerators. For the survey, we trained them rigorously and intensively to make sure that everyone gets a consistent understanding about why are we doing what we are doing and how are we going to do it. So after got the training, they got qualified, and then we send them to the field to interview the farmers, to interview the village leaders, or to interview those the school teachers or the doctors. As I mentioned, everything related to Sanong, agriculture, rural, and the farmers. So we got the opportunities to get first-hand information about what's going on and to collect high-quality data, which we think is really at the core of our empirical and high-quality research, as well as our policy advocacy. And as I mentioned, maybe some prospective students are interested in whether I got opportunities to exchange with faculty members or students from other parts of the world. The answer is definitely yes. Okay, our faculty members and the graduate students, we regularly participate in conferences home and abroad, and we are happy to see we receive award during these conferences for outstanding research. So you can see some pictures from there. The left-hand side one, I think it was in Melbourne, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you were talking about active, maybe I was not quite sure how active you are. Now I see that you're really active.
Yes, yes, we are. So for those like IAEA areas, okay, and also domestic ones, and so many conferences we are frequent participants. And yeah, and Eric at this moment he serves as the vice president of the Asian Society of Agricultural Economics, right?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
wow.
and I myself serves as the chair of the China section of AAEA, American Association for Applied Economics. Yeah.
And our role in those economic societies is going to be used to help our students to get more opportunity to participate into these international organizations for presenting their researches as well as distribute their experiences.
Yeah.
I strongly recommend 2 supervisors for you. Okay.
Thank you for that. Yeah, and some students, so we encourage them, we work with them, and they come up with an interesting research question. We write up the paper together, and the students, they submit their papers or abstracts to those conferences, and if they got accepted, and I think our research center and all the PIs, we call principal investigator or supervisors, you mentioned, they can support the students for their registration fee and accommodation or transportation. I think the university also provides such kind of financial support.
Yes, exactly. About scholarships, we had an online info session also from our international students division. So they have some scholarships, so you can check on it. Yes, and there are lots of opportunities actually.
Yeah. Okay. So, and the employment of our graduates, we are happy to say that graduates of our programs hold positions of distinction in academia, government, international organizations, as well as the industry around the world. So far, we have almost 300 alumni, just to name a few of them. So the first gentleman on the left top, Professor Song Qingjing from Michigan State University. Right now, he also serves as the associate editor of AJAE, American Journal of Agricultural Economics, the top journal in the field, in the discipline. And next to him is Professor Rifa Hu from Beijing Institute of Technology. He's also a winner of 国家节庆. And our director, Professor Xinhuang, and the gentleman on the right, on the first row, Professor Huang Guangqiu. Right now, he's the dean of one of the schools at Renmin University of China, and he's also a Yangtze scholar. And so, for the sake of time, I'm not to read out all the 8 of them. Yeah, just to give you some idea.
So after graduation, our students will have lots of job opportunities.
Yeah,
actually,
lots of job
prepared.
opportunities if they are well prepared and rigorously trained. Yeah. Okay. I think if so, that's about our center. As a research center, we also have a board of academic advisors we call BAA. They played a very important role about our research plans or research agenda, because as you can see, they are from around the world, and we hold a BAA meeting regularly. I just found several pictures for say the 2005 in Beijing and 2015 in Milan. At that time, everybody was there to participate in the International Agricultural Economics and meeting. So we took that opportunity to hold our BAA meeting. I think the bottom one is was the latest one, 2018 in Vancouver. So these advisors, they gave us very good suggestions about our research agenda. Yeah. Okay.
If it were not because of the pandemic, we probably may have another in Beijing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, hopefully we got to see each other in the near future in person.
It will happen. It will happen.
Yeah,
probably.
definitely. Okay, so since our establishment in the mid-1990s, our hard work and dedication has been well rewarded. As you can see, so far we have published almost this is the figure updated to 2020.
That's very, very active.
Yeah, so almost 1,300 journal papers, and about 2/3 published in international journals, including those top journals in science, nature, nature biotechnology, nature communications, as well as other top field journals. Those are the international journals.
And talking about publications, so there are requirements for students, right, to write a publication and publish it maybe in China or in the international, like the research paper. Is there a requirement?
I don't think that there's a requirement.
For us, we think we encourage students to conduct a high quality research first. We really hope that students, when on the completion of their PhD program, they can, reaching the top journal publication. So that's our current policy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So international journals as well as top journals, domestic. I should mention that many students, they are co-authors of those papers. Okay, and as I mentioned, they got involved in the entire process of this research and exploration. So that's the publication part, and our publication has been well cited by the international communities. As you can see, according to the Elsevier, the most highly cited authors in China, on average each year, at least 3 of our staff members are on the list.
Whoa.
So, okay, and this is the top one.
That's what we're talking about, high recognition, right?
Yeah, that's what we mean by high recognition, and in the field of economics, econometrics, and finance. Yeah.
And this is also the secret. It's just now you mentioned, Angela.
Exactly. Like right now, there are so many questions in my head. Like, wow, it's like you're creating kind of a miracle or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there can be miracle. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Quantity and quality.
Yeah, quantity and quality. That's right. Yeah.
Like CCAP's role in, the whole school, I think, I mean, for NRDI, which is a New Rural Development Institute, also played an essential role in the CCAP system. It just, I mean, play more important role in terms of, I mean, providing the policy recommendations. Now, in this area, although this NRDI actually was just established in 2018, but actually it has already been developed into a national-wide think tank. We coming to the stage not only consider about the technology, but also thinking about the issue from policy, institutional arrangement perspective. So in that perspective, we want this new to come together with this rural development.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, so it goes like all together.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so should we go further?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I just now mentioned, that I mean, this NRDI only, I mean, 3 years old, but we've already hosted, I mean, 3, I mean, national-wide, I mean, forum. In each of the December, actually, we are going to collect nationally as well as internationally scholars to talk about the new strategy in the path, I mean, towards, I mean, the SDG, which is, I mean, mentioned by the United Nations. And we also, I mean, through this forum, to share and distribute our research outcome, I mean, to our colleagues, I mean, throughout the world. I think, I mean, you'll be more interested in terms of, I mean, this international collaboration, because this will give all more opportunities for our students to, I mean, working together with, I mean, top-ranked scholars within the world. Scott Rosell, which is, I mean, who is actually a top leading economist, I mean, working in Stanford University.
Wow.
Over the past 20 years, Scott has more than 20 collaborative projects with our center, published or jointly published with our colleagues for about 180 papers and 13 books. And that's really a big amount of, I mean, study, right? And in addition to that, CalPRI is another example. Now, everybody remember that, I mean, China is one of, I mean, the earliest country, I mean, adopt GMO technology in field. But few people may know that CalPRI and Professor Xinhuang also in the first group of people who are writing economic paper to analyze its impact in China. So this is also reflecting the multidiscipline, I mean, feature of our school as well as our department.
When you're talking here, so I think that they're so ready. And yeah, why have you started to invite our foreign applicants only like from this time? you should consider about a little bit earlier.
We should have done this earlier.
Ready and saying everything. What do we have? What are our advantages? And whom are we working with? Like everything is so ready. Like to have a better connection, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this picture actually gives you a better understanding how our center can be becoming one of the, I mean, the global research platform in ag-econ. Now, on the top of the figure, actually, it gives you the connection between our center with the international well-known associations. Like just now, Chengfang has mentioned that we have several colleagues, I mean, working as, I mean, president or, I mean, chairman for a section of this, I mean, like AAEA as well as IAAE. But we also, I mean, play a very essential role in other type of associations like ARIS and others. This provides a great opportunity for our students as well as our colleagues to not only serving, I mean, policymakers within the country, but also, I mean, generate, I mean, academic as well as policy influence throughout the world.
And you're also like always up to date, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. Recharging.
Yeah, recharging.
Well, on the bottom of this figure, actually, it gives you, I mean, how our, I mean, research can generate influence, I mean, directly to the public, I mean, sector as well as the private sectors. Now, our clients as well as collaborators, not only including like IFPRI, World Bank, Asian Development Bank, Asian Productivity Organizations, but also, I mean, we serve, I mean, for like UNDP as well as, I mean, OECD. Many of our colleagues actually are very active researchers and as well as, I mean, policy advisors to these big organizations. Our one of the recent, research project also, Xinhuang joined together is, to collaborating with Gates Foundation to talking about how to develop a better, trade relationship in terms of agriculture, commodities between China and African countries. And this will actually, attract a huge amount of attention from all over the world.
Exactly. I think that this is also like we're doing some researches and also making research on Africa. So right now, collaboration and cooperation between China and Africa is becoming closer. So this is also part that which you're making research on right now, right?
Yes. Yes. Well, now, if that's the part of the linkage, with the rest of the world, then we're talking about who are we going to bring back to house. Now, in our center at the current system, we have 3 seminar series. We through these 3 seminar series bring back all over the world the best scholars down to Peking University campus.
Wow.
They enjoyed it very much to talking with our students. Those guys including like Julie Austin from UC Davis, from Tom Hertel, the very big guy, from Purdue University. Phil Patti, who is really expert in the GMO and biotechnology researches. Bob Chambers, Maryland University, and a couple of others.
What I want to say, if you see them all gathered together, just don't be shy to ask questions, because sometimes we see the problem when people are sharing the information and what they're doing research on, and then are there any questions? And everyone is keeping like silent. Yes, so this is the chance. Just use that chance. Yes.
Exactly. We encourage our students to not only just sit in the seminars, but also can get opportunities to discuss issues with these top guys throughout the world. Even over the pandemic period, you can see at the bottom of it, we have the video conference with those guys.
Yeah.
Take the chance. Just take the chance.
Oh, by the way, I should mention that, Eric mentioned that we have 3 seminar series for the international or domestic scholars and also for our faculty members. In addition, we also have a brown bag seminar where our graduate students, postdocs, and young faculty members can share their work in progress research. Oh, I have this idea. Is it doable? Is it interesting? We can go in that seminar and many other occasions to discuss with the faculty as well as your peer students. So, a very good opportunity.
Definitely. I think most of other students also be interested into the international education program as well.
Yes.
Now. 3 points I want to make here. Number 1 is that we are not just those people who participate into the international conference. We also organize international conference. Now in the forthcoming months, we are going to host the 10th Asian Agriculture Economic Association International Conference in Beijing. And our submission is more than 150 papers, and it involves the top scholar from all over the world. Now, if this is only a small piece of a first feature, the second feature here is that we have plenty of other international field trip. Just now, Xinhuang has mentioned that we have conducted a lot of farm surveys domestically. But if you look at our research project, our farm surveys actually extended to cover most of the developing countries. These countries including Philippines, the Ethiopia, Tanzania, as well as the other East Asian as well as African countries. Our students actually can enjoy such a type of experience collaboration, and this also bring them to another stage of the study.
Also, there's a question because you have mentioned other countries and also collaboration with other countries. So right now during pandemic, maybe some of the students still cannot make it and be here present in Beijing. So if they need to do a kind of research, and for example, this is an African student or East Asia, so do they have an opportunity with your help, like to get there to make their research? So do you have that kind of collaboration?
I think yes. I mean, like Xinhuang just now mentioned, we actually nowadays move our seminar system to the online. So in the recent, experience was that we're trying to open our resources, to the rest of the world.
Okay.
We want to bring all the people who are interested into joining doing the researches together in terms of these interesting topics, with us together.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Thank you. Okay, we can move on.
Yeah. So in terms of, the second feature, in terms of education, we also have a lot of, international, summer school. Now, the first picture on the first row at the left actually representing one of our summer school. Chaired or taught by Professor Chengfang Liu.
Oh.
Now he has not only just domestic students involved, but also a lot from international.
Oh.
Yes, and leaving the rest of the questions to be asked.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So we have some questions, right? Well. As for me, I wanted to ask about your own experience. Like, for example, being a student, what they might face, kind of what problems maybe there might be, because this is an area which I'm not very how to say, professional in. I don't know so much about it, but maybe you know what your students, because you're also a supervisor, they faced some problems or questions they had. Maybe you can share it with students who are planning to become students here.
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So I spent 5 years in the States. Oh, by the way, I got my PhD degree in agriculture and resource economics from UC Davis. Okay, and right now I'm supervising 2 postdocs, 3 PhD students, and 3 master students. I think they are doing very well. Speaking of the questions or challenges, let me see, maybe I just give you one example. So when it comes to the time when the students need to pick a topic for his or her research, either a master thesis or PhD dissertation, sometimes maybe it's kind of challenging or difficult to make a decision what topic I would like to work on. Will the topic be the topic that I will work for the rest of my life? Okay, this is the question I often get from them. So my suggestion is that you seriously think about what you are really interested in. It's not necessarily that your dissertation topic or master thesis topic will be the topic for the rest of your life, but I'm sure what you are doing during your graduate program will help you to get a better understanding about the research of your discipline, and prepare you with those capacities that will help you to succeed in the job market and in the rest of your career life. And another thing I should mention is that in our center, we have a very strong sense of collaboration and also teamwork, right? You see, we need to go to the rural areas, thousands of farmers. If I or Eric did it by ourselves, it would take years for us to finish. So teamwork and collaboration is really important. I think here in our center and also the entire school as well as the university, there's a very professional and a strong supporting system, right? At the center level, at the school level, as well as the university level. So whenever you have any question or have any things that you are confused about, there are always people out there who are ready to help you. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because for international students, sometimes it is that they have this process of adaptation and also have language barriers and maybe being a little bit afraid because mentality is different and also like cultural background. But I still encourage everyone, just try to talk more and discuss more, and through that just like immerse yourself into a team. And I think that later on, maybe at first time it will be a little bit hard get like understanding what's going on, like between two of us or maybe a team.
Yeah.
But I think once you are open,
Yeah.
but not just closed.
Yeah,
like
that's very important.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you will feel this family thing here.
Yeah, that's right.
What about you? Maybe something from your experience.
Well, I think, Chunhuang has already mentioned most of, part of thing. The only one point I want to add in was that, well, agriculture in the future, in particular in modern agriculture, is multidiscipline. So we encourage students to gather more knowledge, just, focus on areas. For example, like me, myself, I'm studying from economic perspective only, but I migrate, I move into agriculture. And I find that I learned quite a lot, from understanding the agriculture technology first. And today and near future, I'm pretty sure that, no matter in which country, to develop, for rural development purpose, as well as for agriculture development purpose, they need multidiscipline, human capitals.
Wow. Well, what I'm thinking about that this is about to be continued. It's not about what you have right now. You're just giving basics, knowledge, and opportunities, and then it is to be continued, so that they can become those on the list, top of the top.
That's right. That's
so
right.
maybe the last question for you too. Once again, so you have mentioned already something, but maybe just in one sentence. So why PKU? Why your school? Why your department?
Why PKU? You see, I joined the PKU in the late 2015. Although I spent only 6 years here, and I'm sure I will remain here in this beautiful campus for the rest of my life before I retire, definitely. I think I have been to many universities either to study or as a guest lecturers or just to visit, goodwill visit. But PKU definitely is my favorite. Okay, not only just because of this beautiful campus, you see we have the beautiful lake and also those ancient buildings, but also the most important is the people on campus, the world-class faculty members, the most efficient and professional supporting staff, and most importantly, the best students in the world. Yeah, I think that's the theme. Maybe some universities they can offer one or two, many of them, but a unique combination of them. I think it's PKU. I really like the theme of this series, starting here to see the world. I think PKU is the right place, and the school, if you are interested in advanced agriculture or the programs, the disciplines that you are interested, our school is your choice. And if you are interested in what we are doing in the field of food and applied economics, our research center as well as the new Rural Development Institute is your choice. So the picture I showed there, I think it's a family photo of our school. The gentleman, the senior gentleman in the middle is Professor Xinhuang, our former president, and also the honorary dean of our school. As you can see, it's really a family. Okay, we leave our web pages there. If you are interested, I think you can easily find the emails of either Eric or myself or other faculty members of our research center or the school.
Available.
Yeah, if you are using WeChat, we left our barcode there, so feel free to scan them. So definitely, we are very much looking forward to seeing you next year or in the near future at this beautiful campus. So thank you very much.
Wow, thank you.
For me, only 3 words.
Okay.
That is, long history, beautiful campus, and bright future.
Yep. And also warm-hearted people, I think.
Yep.
Well, I want to thank you for such a great info session. This is a kind of something unexpected, actually, because you have brought this cozy atmosphere and this feeling like I told you, like feels like home.
Yep.
So I hope that if you are thinking about becoming a part of our family, so just be sure that you will feel here like home. And we are waiting for you to be among us and write your story, PKU story in your own style. Once again, thank you very much for watching us. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can check on information on the website. Also, scan a QR code or contact us via email. And thanks to our two representatives. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much
Angela.
for having us. Thank you.
So let's say goodbye.
Bye. Bye. See you. Take care.